Hey guys, this is Nick Bratton with Bratton Sports Performance. Today I want to take you through an overhead press variation. Now, this is something that can be done with a kettlebell, with a dumbbell, with a barbell, whatever you have at your disposal. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to use a kettlebell, but I'll teach you a couple different techniques that you can use in order to use all three implements. Now, when we go through this, anytime I go through a pressing movement, it's very important to me that you're in a good postural position, okay? So, the big issue that we see a lot within overhead pressing is that we get into this extended lumbar position and we're leaning back. We don't want that. We want to be able to stay nice and tall and keep our core tight. So, for an overhead press, I'm going to start with the kettlebell. So if you're using a kettlebell, you're going to start with it on the back of your wrist and in between your wrist and your bicep. Your arm should sit right on your chest, so it should be a fairly comfortable position. You shouldn't feel it hanging out away from your body. It should be right in against your body. Now, just like I was talking about before, I want to get into a good spinal position, so I'm not in this extension. I'm up nice and tall. Now, as I drive this kettlebell up overhead, same thing with the dumbbell, you're going to drive it up right over your shoulder. I don't want it too far forward and you don't want it too far out to the side. So as I drive it up, I'm going to finish with my bicep right beside my ear. Then I'm going to come back down into the body. Now, if you're using a barbell, same idea. As you drive up overhead, your bicep should be right beside your ear. You shouldn't be too far forward or too far back. Now, because the barbell is a fixed position, you're not going to be able to control how far in or out your hands are, or your arm is in relation to your head. Now again, for the kettlebell overhead press, we're going to start with the palm facing our side, and as I press up, it's going to point straight ahead. Same thing with the dumbbell overhead press. You're going to rotate your arm as you press up. So if I give you a side view, so that's the kettlebell overhead press. Like I said, very important to make sure you're in the correct spinal position, you're up nice and tall, and your core is tight. Now, for the overhead press, this is something that you want to start light, go through a full day of lifting or your full workout for the day, and then next time you can decide whether you want to go up or not. But this is something that you get put in a very particular position as you're lifting up overhead. So that's the overhead press. Implement it in your program and let me know how it goes.